dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. The Harlan County community is continuing to mourn the loss of Kentucky State Police Sergeant Jared Boggs as they laid him to rest. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more from Harlan in tonight's top story at 11.
It was an emotional ceremony as Sergeant Jared Boggs was laid to rest. Hundreds of friends, family, and loved ones paid their respects.
He loved to serve. He loved to protect and serve, and he loved his family, and he just loved Harlan County.
His wife Angie and son Zachary said he would have loved to see all the people that came out to remember him.
He would be honored today to have such a turnout for his service, and he would be honored that his son gets to see how much he was loved by this community.
The community he grew up in was a community he would serve for 18 years at the Kentucky State Police Post 10, helping everybody.
He was just a go-to guy for everybody. He fixed everybody's flat tires, and he went to their house if they had something wrong, a leak or needed fencing, or, I mean, he was there for everybody.
They say seeing all of the love from everyone in the community is great to see.
And if you really don't know him, read Rodney Sturgill's post.
Yeah, just read what his friends have said about him. That's just a small amount of what he done. I had said the other day, I think he packed about 90 years into 39 years of life.
Yeah. Everywhere he went, if there was somebody needed help, he was there for them.
Leaving an impact on his son, his wife, and his community, his presence is everlasting. In Harlan, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
He was buried at the Harlan County Memorial Garden. Donations can be made to Harlan Little League and Harlan Independent Schools to support his son Zachary, who many say was his world. Benny Massey Sr.'s funeral was held Saturday at Greater Mount Sinai Baptist Church in Lynch, Kentucky. Massey was a community leader for his work with the mines and just the helping hand he lent to his neighbors. The funeral service was filled with people who say Benny touched their lives and they will not forget him.
If you weren't strike in Alabama, Benny gonna show up in Alabama. He's like George with you.
That's right. That's
and
right.
Any struggle, if you're about to lose your health care, which almost happened in these coal fields, these two were right there.
Massey will be buried in Big Stone Gap, Virginia later this month. Those loved ones were able to say their goodbyes and pay their final respects at today's service.
We are still watching out for showers and storms across the mountains as we go into tonight. It's not going to rain all night long, but a few showers and storms are going to be possible. Here's a look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, and as you can see, some heavier showers and storms right now near I-75 over portions of Pulaski County into Laurel County, also McCreary and Whitley County as well. A heavier shower on top of Williamsburg at this hour. We do have a flood advisory in place until 1:45 for portions of Laurel, McCreary, Pulaski, and Whitley counties. So remember to be sure to turn around, don't drown. You never want to drive through floodwater because we could possibly see a few high water issues in some places as we go through the rest of tonight. No widespread issues, however, a few more spotty showers in Clay County, also stretching into portions of Perry County and Leslie County at this hour as well. We are still tracking this area of low pressure, also this cold front near the Ohio River. And that will continue pushing off to the east, and that could still spark a few more showers tonight and also into your Sunday as well. Those temperatures, they are still mild and muggy in the upper 60s and lower 70s, 77 in Somerset, 70 for Jackson and Hazard, and 72 for Pikeville, also in Manchester. Now, as we go into tonight, temperatures fall into the upper 60s, watching out for a few more showers and storms. Is it going to rain everywhere tonight? No, but a few showers and storms are possible, and some of those could be a little bit heavy. Also watching out for more rain chances by Sunday. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Keaton.
All right, thanks, Cameron. The London Laurel Rescue Squad say they are still looking for a swimmer who may have drowned at Laurel River Lake. They say they received a report of possible drowning yesterday evening. Rescue units responded to the area near Sulphur Springs Branch, where the swimmer was last seen. Units are now looking for the swimmer with underwater equipment and divers. Officials tell us the area they're searching is about 130 feet deep. The search continues for an inmate who walked away from a satellite camp next to the Ashland Federal Correctional Institution. Manuel Cervantes is described as a 31-year-old man with black hair and brown eyes, standing 5 feet and 6 inches. Now, more than 24 hours later, he's still missing. Misty Fields lives near the camp and says she noticed Friday evening something wasn't right.
There was a lot of unmarked vehicles that you normally don't see. And then a few minutes later, you started seeing the Sheriff's Department and the Kentucky State Police.
Anyone with information about Cervantes is asked to call the United States Marshals Service or their local 911 agency. Today, Rose and Jim's Bar and Grill hosted a fundraiser for the family of fallen Scott County Sheriff's Deputy Caleb Conley. One of their regulars, a man they call Dave. Back in May, Dave DeLeonardo was shot twice by the same man accused of killing Deputy Conley. Julia Sandor spent some time with those at the fundraiser and shares their outpouring of support.
So give you guys one big round of applause because you guys are amazing.
Nearly 2 months after a community was struck by a tragedy, hundreds of people walked up the hill to Rose and Jim's to support Dave DeLeonardo and fallen Scott County Sheriff's Deputy Caleb Conley.
I didn't know Dave and I didn't know the sheriff, but it doesn't make any difference. You're all family.
Fresh food, live music, and a lot of raffles. Support from local businesses helped them raise more money than they ever expected.
Make it 8,000.
This is a place, no matter who you are or where you come from, you're going to be welcomed with open arms, and it's just a great time up here.
After that dark day back in May, the bar that sits atop this hill has shown the community that they can find the light together.
You know, one thing that came out of that day for sure is literally everyone coming together and showing support. And, you know, we are a larger town, and it doesn't matter. You have a name, you know, and we want the legacy of Deputy Conley to live on.
I have seen things here I haven't seen in a long time. It feeds your soul. It feeds your soul to be able to do something for your fellow man.
While Dave continues on his road to recovery, he thanked all of the people who have been in his corner. And for those playing games, making conversation, and winning raffles, they've seen the difference one small act of kindness can make.
Thank you to each and every one of you so very much. We love you all.
In Lexington, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
For more ways to donate to the Conley family, you can go to our website, WYMT.com. This month makes 1 year since the introduction of the 988 Suicide and Crisis Hotline. The 3-digit number gives people a faster way of getting help in the middle of a mental health crisis. Health leaders across our region say they've seen an influx of calls since the line's launch, helping to connect those in need to crisis counselors.
Nearly 15,000 contacts. So that's calls, chats, or texts from people right here in West Virginia calling our lifeline.
Calling 988 can not only provide help right away, but connect you with mental health resources in your area. A law that bans gender-affirming care for transgender minors is now in effect in Tennessee. Federal appeals court lifted a temporary stay on Saturday. That allows the law to take effect. The court said its ruling would likely stand on appeal. The new law prevents medical providers from performing procedures that would support a person's gender identity. The American Civil Liberties Union called the appeals court decision heartbreaking. It says it'll consider its next steps while it continues to fight to overturn the law. The State Little League Championships are being hosted this weekend in Richmond, Kentucky. Just a week ago, severe storms devastated the city of Richmond, leaving Lake Reba Park riddled with damage. With the State Little League Championships set to take place in the park the upcoming weekend, community members got to work. After spending the week repairing the property, the park has welcomed in 23 teams from across the state, showing players what it means to be Kentucky strong.
We've got to support those things that help to make our children and our young people better, to give them a framework in which they can learn, and then to have surrounding them parents and other adults, which I understand is the key to the successful growth of our children, having loving and caring adults. This is a prime example.
The event welcomed players with ages ranging from 6 to 8 years old as they compete with their teams to win the coveted spot of Kentucky Little League state champs. The third annual Quilt Shop Hop kicked off on Friday. The Quilt Shop Hop is celebrating the love of quilting in eastern Kentucky by inviting folks out to 6 quilt shops across the region for deals, raffles, and much more. Sew in Love in Prestonsburg is one of those 6 shops participating, and owner Jan Joseph says she has even seen folks from out of state stop by.
This is a way to get our name out there, and we have had people from Ohio and West Virginia, and I don't know that I've had any yet from Tennessee this year, but we have had in the past.
Joseph added that she and all the folks at her shop, which has been in business for over 6 years now, love this time of year and enjoy meeting everyone who comes in. The Quilt Shop Hop will take a break tomorrow, Sunday, but it's back in full force Monday through Friday of next week. Coming up at 11, millions across the country under triple-digit temperatures. How long the heat wave could last after this.
Plus, we are tracking rain chances to continue into your Sunday, but some drier air by next week. All those details coming up.